Quite a gaping gap between the teams in Gwalior as India barely break a sweat in going 1-0 up in their 3-match T20I series against Bangladesh. This despite featuring quite a new-look side featuring 2 debutants. Here's what stood out. It's a victory set up by the bowlers, and Arshdeep Singh's name will stand out on the scorecard, but it's worth spending time on 2 new bowlers with very different storylines who had such a say. Starting with Mayank-Yadav, who had quite the dream start to international cricket, bowling a maiden over to begin with. And what's important to point out is that this isn't just his international debut. Mayank-Yadav is playing competitive cricket for the first time since that injury during his breakout IPL season earlier this year. And he was able to crank up the pace. Well, not quite the IPL standard pace for a bowler playing after so long to regularly clock 140, nearly touched 150 one time. And you could see how much discomfort most of the Bangladesh batters felt when Mayank was bowling. So a solid beginning for Mayank-Yadav and a solid restart for Varun Chakaravarthy, who played his first T20I in over 3 years and had quite an impact. Chakaravarthy had a tough first over, which went for 15. Which included a dropped catch of the second ball, which went for a boundary. But after that, he was the one who really stemmed whatever little momentum Najmul Hossain Shanto had injected into the Bangladesh innings. He took 3 wickets, and after that, Bangladesh really had no way back. Batting has been a big talking point for Bangladesh in T20Is this year. Their batters didn't quite show up at the T20 World Cup. And if you look at T20s throughout this year, Bangladesh even lost a bilateral series to USA in the lead up to the World Cup. Their top 6 are averaging just about 21 runs between them, and among all full member nations this year, only Afghanistan, Ireland and Zimbabwe's top 6 have made lesser contributions to the team scores. The solution to this problem might exist in the way of Bangladesh's number 7 from this outing, because Mehidy Hasan Miraz returned to the T20I side after over a year. His recall is in the form of Shakib Al Hasan's replacement, and his recall is also in a more batting all-rounder capacity as opposed to the bowling all-rounder he has been. Seeing the way he batted in the first game, perhaps there's a case for Bangladesh to shift him up by a position or 2. Now, as far as India's batting is concerned, all the eyeballs will be on Sanju Samson. Surprise, surprise. Because Samson is going to be India's opener through this series. Now, the questions around him usually are, will he get to play in the 11? And if he plays, will he get enough time in the middle? Because his batting roles have been quite all over the place. But this series is a big opportunity for Samson to have 3 matches where he constantly gets time to make an impact. How would we look at the first game? Well, it was a small chase. He got off quite well as he dents to 29 of 19, stroke laden as he always is. But Samson will know, having spent all this time and so many years always at the cusp of making the team, that this is a series where he needs to make some statement innings if he wants to start fixing himself as part of the setup in a more consistent manner. 2 more chances for Samson after this.